Welcome to a very special edition of AFLW Today. I'm here at Ikon Park and I'm lucky enough to be joined by Keeley Sherar. Keeley, how are you?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
So, pre-season, very long. I don't think we can emphasise that enough, but how's the body feeling heading into the season, and also, more importantly, I suppose, mentally, given how long pre-season is?
My body's definitely feeling good. Like, I'm all ready to go. Nothing to worry about, which is great. Mentally I'm feeling good. Like, obviously went away for like a month in the off season, trained like back near my local gym, then back in the club for a long time now. So I'm feeling ready to go. I'm just excited to get back out there and play games, which will be very exciting.
So this comes out after the season opened, but we do need to ask, how exciting is it to be opening the season? It's also a night sort of free of football. You've got your own schedule. There is no men's game on. Carlton and Collingwood is the centrepiece of the footballing world on Thursday night. Yeah,
I think it's very exciting. Like, obviously it's a little bit daunting, but like that is like what we want. We want to play in big games and we want people to watch us and support us. So I think it'll be a really good challenge for us, and I just can't wait to go out there and show everyone all the hard work that we've obviously done over the past year.
So we can talk about that. So last year was probably a bit disappointing. There were some inconsistencies for the team. What worked, and I suppose how hard do you look upon last year when trying to build upon next year? Obviously, you know, there was a condensed fixture, there was injuries, and you're here, there, and everywhere for the whole season. Like, how do you look at that as a whole and bring improvements to 2025?
Yeah, I think we can definitely take like positives and negatives out of last year. Obviously, like the condensed fixture and stuff, it showed a lot of resilience. Like, we were able to like bounce back and really like focus on our recovery and what we need to improve on and move on quickly, I guess. And like we also had some really good glimpses of the future last year. So I think like we're obviously building on that. And then like this year, we just want to keep building upon those foundations and add more layers to our game plan and play some exciting footy, hopefully.
So you did say that about you just sort of moving on quickly to the next game. How hard was that, where you don't have time to review what may have gone wrong or what went really well in games? It's like, 2 days later you're playing another game. How hard was that, not just for you, but I suppose for the coaching staff as well, getting that messaging across, going, don't do that, but you don't have that time for vision because you need time off as well?
Yeah. I think it could like be a positive or negative in a sense. Like, obviously, like we have to acknowledge what we need to do better. Like, that's what you have to do after every game. But then also in a sense, like when you'd have those games that you weren't so happy with, you didn't have too much time to dwell on it. You'd kind of have to be like, well, we have a game in 3 days. Like, we're not happy with that, but at the end of the day, we need to move on and we need to put our best foot forward, and there's no point in dwelling on a game that we aren't happy with. We just need to focus on what we can action going into the next game.
So it's almost front of mind where you know what you've done wrong. You don't need the reinforcement of it.
Yeah.
And your season yourself last year, best and fairest, like that must have been, like personal accolades are great, but you know, sort of looking at how your game built throughout the season, how did you feel about that at the end of the year?
I felt like I definitely had like a step forward in my footy career. I feel like last year I was probably able to like add more layers to my game, like with my skill execution. Like, I've always been okay in the contest, but I felt like my skills got a lot cleaner last year, which was something that I was happy with, but obviously still always working on that going forward. So yeah.
And obviously the game winner against Freo must have been just a supreme highlight. Do you sort of look back on that and go, that's pretty cool? Like, an away game against Freo, who were very decent last year, and you've popped up in the last few seconds for the match winner. Yeah,
that was a pretty cool game. I've never kicked a match winner before, and to be honest, I don't kick many goals. I was kind of just like hanging out on the 50 line, and it landed in my lap, and I guess you just got to make the most of the opportunities you get. So that was pretty cool.
So is that something, I suppose, you've said you're looking to improve upon your game? Is that something you want to add to it as well, kicking a few more goals and adding to that, I suppose, scoreboard impact from the midfield?
Yeah, I think like as a whole team, we want to get more dangerous going forward and be able to challenge oppositions with our running. So yeah, definitely aiming to kick a few more goals this year.
And I just want to sort of, now that we've talked about the footy, but sort of just go back so the audience can get to know you a little bit more. And please tell me if Google is wrong, because the internet is always wrong. But you didn't start playing footy till year 8, so you're 13 or 14 years old. So in the last 7 years, you've come from not picking up a football to being the best and fairest at an AFLW club. Like, in a sense, that is amazing at an elite level sport. Like, how did you find football to begin with, I suppose, is the question to ask.
Yeah, well, football at the start, I was a Carlton supporter,
Yep.
so like
How good?
I loved footy. I'd always kick with my dad, but I played school footy, which was just like the one kind of round robin, like the public schools do. Like it's
the
just
gala
you play
day.
like it's one day a year.
Yeah.
And at that time it was like year 7, 8, and 9, so I was like this tiny little thing. But I loved it, and then from there, one of the girls in my year level at school actually played down at my local club, and it was at the bottom of my street. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like I just walk down to training, and from there I kind of played junior footy on and off because I also played netball. So we'd do a lot of like Sunday tournaments and stuff, which like netball was my main focus then. I remember like I'd do like a tournament and then go straight to footy, get on at halftime. I don't know how I did it, but then obviously like went through Eastern and Vic Metro and like all those national pathways, which was pretty cool, and then ended up here.
So yeah, you did say you're a Carlton fan. I didn't even have that written down, but getting drafted by Carlton and picked up, how exciting is that? Like, not a lot of, I suppose, people get to play for the club they supported growing up, but how exciting is that you get to come in here every day and it's your job?
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. I think I like obviously have to remind myself a lot how lucky I am. And also like my whole family go for Carlton. So yeah, Dad definitely loves it and my little brother. But yeah, it was pretty cool, especially on draft night. Like it was lockdown and I was just at home, and like, you know how everyone films their like draft videos? I was like, oh, I don't need to start filming till like the 30s or 40s, whatever. And then like literally just like pure emotion. It was so cool.
So I suppose that is an interesting thing, getting drafted in lockdown. How do those conversations with clubs go? Were there conversations with other clubs when you're like, I have a few options here, or was it just sort of Carlton honed in on you and said, if you're available, we're going to pick you?
No, well, we actually did Zoom calls, so I never met with Carlton in person. Like we did a few of the speed dating things at Metro, but that was like earlier in the year. And then they actually had one interview with Carlton, and then I heard nothing. So I was like, oh, they're not interested.
Got ghosted. It's fine.
I was like, oh, I'm definitely not going to them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a big shock. But yeah.
Yeah, okay. I
It was
suppose
a bit random.
because you hear about how the drafting process happens now, where it's like they ask all these questions, it's all the test, this and that. Whereas for you, just, over Zoom, what's up?
Yeah.
Do you like footy? Yeah, sick.
Yeah, literally. I was like, I'll be happy to go anyway.
So you said with netball, and it was your focus when you were a bit younger. At what stage did that sort of decision come, and how hard was it to choose AFL over netball?
Yeah, well, I played since I was in prep, so like netball was my life growing up. I loved it. And last year was the first year I didn't actually play.
Yeah.
Which was interesting. I played V&L for Melbourne Uni. I started that probably when I was like 16 or 17 maybe. And I loved that, which was, really fun. And then, it kind of came to that decision, like going to full-time contracts and, obviously like the best interests of the club and like what they thought was best for me as an athlete as well. So that's kind of how we came to the decision.
Yeah, okay, so it wasn't even something you've had to go at 17, you're all in. Like sometimes, some young girls as well as boys on the way through to the draft are like cricket, netball, AFL, and they have to make the choice. You've been lucky enough to almost do the Elise Perry where she had soccer and cricket for a while.
Yeah, and it was really good. Like I would finish footy in November, and then I'd go straight to my netball pre-season, do that all summer, play half the season. Yeah. Like, that was probably like the fittest I've been in terms of like a yo-yo test sense. But yeah, it was really good. But obviously footy's more full on now. So.
Yeah. So I suppose you say that because obviously Monconti played some basketball in the off-season. You have obviously a lot of the Irish girls going home and playing Gaelic footy as well. So are we now at the stage where it's like you have to be all in on football to sort of to get to the levels that we want the game to go to?
Well, not necessarily. Like you look at Monconti and she's a superstar at
freak. It's almost unfair.
But I think like with more games and the professionalism, it's probably going to make it hard because the season probably cross over more, which is the main thing. But a lot of people are very talented at many sports. So I think as much as it allows them to do both, like go for it.
Yeah, that's fair. Are you happy now that I suppose in the last few weeks that the AFL has come and said, all right, for the next couple of years, the season is starting on this date and we're going to end on this date, because we had that weird situation this year where in about May. You didn't know when the season was actually starting. Is that, I suppose, a bit of reassurance being like, okay, great, I know when I can go on a holiday, I can take some time off, and then pre-season can ramp up from here?
Yeah, I think it definitely helps in the sense like we have lives as well and we need to plan what we're doing. So yeah, that's definitely going to be beneficial going forward.
Now to some fun stuff about the club, and you can completely throw teammates under the bus here because it's a bit of fun. So who controls the music at the gym and who thinks that they do know how to DJ but actually can't?
Ooh. I reckon Mim
Yep.
is on the DJ tunes a lot. And probably Moods can't. She always puts the country stuff on.
In fairness, knowing a fair bit about her dad from the racing industry, I can completely see that.
Yeah.
The Outback Queenslander
Love
coming
it,
through. Who is most likely to Google themselves or look at their stats straight after the game?
Ooh. I'm going to say Keeley Sherar.
Yeah, really? That's pretty funny. Who's the funniest teammate? And then at the same time, who's the one that, when it gets a bit too far, it's like, all right, time to switch on and be serious?
Ooh. I reckon Mia Austin's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like, we all get into her a bit and she gets pretty rage, so she's a bit of rage bait.
Yeah.
And who? Oh, I don't know. I feel like...
How's Abby going as captain so far?
Oh, Abby's a great captain.
Yeah.
I love her. She's just herself.
Yeah. So she knows the line of when to be.
Oh, yeah.
She's the
let's
captain.
say Abby.
Yeah. So the captain, but then it's also, I'll have a bit of fun because her and her sister on TikTok, very funny.
Yeah, they're great.
Very
They
funny to
love the
watch.
TikTok.
The TikTok. Pre-game pump-up tunes. So like you've said, we've got the DJs and that, but you've got your headphones in. What are we listening to? Like, are we someone who listens to, like me, if I was ever doing sport ever again, my body's broken, Limp Bizkit rolling straight away, like gets me in the head zone. But then there's a few others I heard Brody Grundy say he's got from like, there's like might be some Taylor Swift in there or some hard rock, like a real different vibe.
Well, I normally just like listen to the speaker, not my headphones. But I love a bit of Pink.
You're right.
Or Gracie Abrams.
Yep.
I don't know if you know who she is.
Never heard of her.
She's a bit more like, not
Mellow?
as like, a bit more mellow, but she's good. A lot of the girls like her, so we sometimes get her on the speaker pre-game as well.
Okay. So suppose being in just a nice mellow headspace before you run out, so you're not over the top and doing, trying to run straight through someone at the first contest. Pre-game rituals, because everyone's got a little bit of something that they do before a game. Like, you hear about, it's Brian Tuo who plays for the Penrith Panthers in the NRL. He has to have like 2 morning burgers, six cans of Coke and a thing of fries. It's insane. But like he does that before every game. Do you have, not at that level, but is there something that you have to do every day of a game day?
Mine's almost at that level.
Really?
Mine's just my fake tan.
Look good, play good?
Yeah, I'm very like, it has to look good, otherwise I'm going to play bad. So that's why everyone knows about it as well.
Yeah, okay.
And also I need to have sushi before the game.
Really?
Yeah, or like if it's like a later game, I always have pre-game sushi.
Yeah. I feel like is there a specific place you go to? Because if you're away, I feel like the sushi could be very dicey in some places.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the time when we're away, we have like pre-game snack stuff, and they have like the little sushi rolls, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
But just any sushi's great.
Yeah. Any weird superstitions? Like, like sock, shoe, or shoe, sock?
No, not really. Not into that.
No, not into that. So like not wear...
I always wear the same boots, my like pink ones, but they got absolutely destroyed in the GWS game last week, so they're still drying. Hopefully
I was going to say, watching that practice match, it looked wet. Like so they're still drying out.
Oh, I only cleaned them like yesterday. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah. And some quick fire ones. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Well, you said Carlton's your favourite AFL team growing up. Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Yeah, and then bacon or eggs, and the correct answer is both.
Yeah, both.
Yeah, it's both. Best advice you've ever received?
Ooh. It's a hard one. I reckon just like taking every opportunity you get given.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Yeah.
And if you weren't playing footy, what would you be doing with your life?
Ooh. Actually, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Maybe playing netball still.
I suppose we did see the massive crowds for the grand finals that they had last week as well.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
So netball on the way up as well. And finally, we'll just ask this one. What is something that people might not know about Keeley Sherar that's like a hidden talent, or there's something that, like, oh, that's pretty cool?
Oh gosh, there's not much that's pretty cool.
We had Darcy Vesio last year tell us that they were making rugs, which was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Like, that was insane.
Well, I'm not really that cool.
I don't think anyone's that cool, to be honest.
I work at Bunnings.
Really?
Yeah.
So if we walk in, we can get the 10% off if we find the price better somewhere.
Yep. Sure.
I did not expect that. That's fantastic. And we'll start talking about this season. So looking ahead, obviously, you've got the season opener up against Collingwood. But is there any game that you sort of circled throughout this year that you're really looking forward to? I know there's the big Pride game against the Swans at Henson Park. That'll be a big occasion as well. What are you really looking forward to?
Well, I think it's hard to go past round one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon just playing Collingwood, obviously it's that like marquee game, so can't really think of another one.
Yeah, no, I suppose Carlton Collingwood. It is the traditional rivalry in a footy sense.
Focus on that one for now.
Yeah, get that out of the way. There's one other thing I wanted to ask, and I'm going to switch this around and edit this around anyway, stats guy, don't stress. I lost it. I just lost it. I had a really good one. Last year we saw a lot of and I'll frame it a better way. Last year we saw like a bit more niggle and a bit more physicality in games. Are we starting to get past the point where we're really happy that the game's grown and we've got 18 teams, but now there is legitimate rivalries coming out? Like, we know North Melbourne, Brisbane and Adelaide, but between some of the newer teams as well, I suppose Carlton being an original as well, but do we feel like there is some rivalry now in this game?
Yeah, I think there definitely is. Yeah. Like, you see, like, between those top teams, like, it's always like a physical game with them. And I feel like even a lot of the rivalries with like the boys have kind of come into the women's space as well, which it's always good. Love like a heated game, good to watch and fun to play in.
I had a chat with Lexi Hamilton from the Swans last week, and she's like, "Yeah, Essendon," and that completely dribs over from the men's with Sydney and Essendon. So I can completely understand that. 18 versus 18, as far as the competition is. Obviously, we're playing 16 versus 16 still. Do we think we're nearly at the point where we have to play 18 versus 18? And some of the knockers will say, "Oh, it'll create more congestion." Do you think it'll actually increase scoring if there's more players on the field, because you are playing on the full-size fields as well?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't actually know the reasoning for the 16 v 16, if I'm being honest.
To be honest, I think it was at the start, they were worried about congestion.
Yeah,
but now we're at the point where all the draftees have come all the way through. I feel like 18 versus 18, like if you play Geelong at GMHBA, 16 versus 16 doesn't feel like enough people. Yeah,
that's true. I feel like a lot of the grounds we play on are quite big anyway. So yeah, I think it could potentially lead to increased scoring, but guess we'll have to see.
This has been great. Keeley, thank you very much for coming on AFLW Today.
Thanks for having me.